Okay, you're just here to. No, don't do that, dude. Don't do that, dude. Let's talk a little bit about flour. So I'm using always different flour to do my pasta, and you're probably wondering why. Why is he not always using the same type of flour? Why is he using semolina? What is he doing? What is the point of all this?
Tell me why!
Every flour is different, depending on the protein amount, the gluten and everything. This is all scientific. I won't tell you how gluten and protein works, but I can tell you that if you're using different flours, so if you're using whole wheat, semolina, if you're using a flour that has been freshly ground, you're gonna get different flavor. And this is the beauty of pasta, because the range of flour you can use is so much vaster than bread or cake. Cake is really limited. Basically, if you're doing a cake, you want a weak amount of gluten, a low amount of protein in your flour. If you're doing bread, you want a stronger amount of gluten, a stronger amount of protein in your bread, because it's gonna augment the elasticity of the bread. You can work your pasta dough way more than a bread would, because bread would get to elasticity, it's gonna be harsh. Pasta dough, you can work it like a crazy man and you won't get the same problem. So yeah, those were the point that I wanted to talk a little bit about the flour, you know. But yeah, what's up everybody? My name is Laz, and I'm a crazy dude. Today we're doing some beautiful farfalle, also known as bow tie. I can do farfalle, but I cannot tie a bow tie. Could you believe that? So yeah, we're gonna do some beautiful bow tie with a little pesto. We're gonna have some artichokes, some little peas in there. It's gonna be funky, it's gonna be freaky, it's gonna be delicious. Okay, so I had the flour perfectly piled up, but somebody walk on the flour. Why would you walk on the freaking flour, dude? So yeah, I'm using simple flour, 00 semolina, perfect mix. Let's do it. Alright, and for our pesto. Our pesto, it's gonna be nice. So we got parmesan. We're doing a basil pesto. I'm gonna have a little bit of mint in there, but not too much. I feel like mint overpower pesto pretty fast. After that, we're gonna have some almond, a little bit of lemon zest. Oh guys, do you wanna know something? Acid oxidized herbs. Probably you thought because like in guacamole, you put a lot of lime juice to keep it fresh. It doesn't work like that with herbs. Just saying. We got a nice little bit of garlic in the pesto. I got some little bocconcini, a little bit of frozen pea, and some artichoke hearts. It has something weird with your taste bud where you're gonna taste stuff sweeter, even though there's nothing sweet in there. It's kind of weird, but it worked perfectly in that dish. So the problem with pesto usually is that herb become bitter. Usually people put a little bit of sugar. Sugar doesn't go well necessarily with pesto. So when you put artichoke heart, you just it seems a little bit sweeter, so the taste seem more balanced, but you haven't had any sweetness. You just add artichoke heart. So yeah, this is our little dish. Let's do it, guys. Boom. Alright, so first we're gonna start with the pasta. We're gonna take our mixed flour. We're gonna do our little well. We're gonna add a pinch of salt. And we're gonna add the water in the well. We're gonna start mixing it with a fork slowly, and eventually everything is slowly gonna come together. We're gonna work this dough for 5 to 10 minutes until we got a beautiful ball of dough. We're gonna wrap it and let it rest at room temperature for about 30 minutes. While it's resting, we're gonna do the pesto. We're gonna add the arugula, the basil, the mint leaf, the garlic, the parmesan. I toasted the almond and I'm adding it to the mix. The zest of 1 lemon, a nice pinch of salt, some olive oil. I would say about half a cup of olive oil should be enough, and about 1 cup of cold water. We're gonna blitz everything until it's fully homogeneous, looking perfect. Alright, the dough has rested. We're gonna take half of the dough and we're gonna start rolling it with a rolling pin until it's enough flat so we can pass it to the machine. And we do like always, we pass it one level at a time until we get a nice flat looking dough. Never forget to not skip level, and if you see it's too sticky, you can add a little bit of flour, don't be scared. When you're finished with the rolling, we're gonna trim the dough just so we got something even to work with. And I'm gonna use my weird pizza roller to make it even straighter. So for the farfalle, I'm cutting the dough with a ravioli cutter, and I'm using a ruler to make sure they're all the same size. It worked really well. So for the shape, you don't want them too big, you don't want them too small. I will say about 1x2 is usually what I go for. So for shaping it, it's really fun and easy. You just fold it one side and halfway you fold it to the other side, and you pinch it on the top to make sure it's nice and close. And for the pasta to keep their shape, we need to dry them. So usually you let them at room temperature for about 4 to 5 hours and they should be dry. Just make sure you put flour under them so they don't stick. Alright, now it's time to cook them. We're gonna cook them to boiling water for 4 or 5 minutes. When they're just about ready, we're gonna add our green pea and we're gonna filter it. We're gonna put it into a bowl and we're gonna add our pesto. You want a good amount of pesto, make sure all the pasta are nicely covered. You just want to flip it around, it's gonna heat up the pesto and it's gonna cover the pasta. Looking good. Alright, it's plating time. We put the pasta at the bottom of the plate. After that, we're gonna take some artichoke heart, we're gonna put it on top. We're gonna add our little bocconcini. I'm adding a little bit more arugula. And I personally like to give a little crack of salt and pepper on top, a little drizzle of olive oil, and there we have it, guys, the perfect little pesto pasta. Looking good. I mean, this one looks super nice. It's a super cool shape to do different, and it's vegetarian, man. Come on, you cannot have better than that. And look at the plate, it's super green, super bright. I love it. So we've done it, the perfect little pesto. Look at that beauty. I haven't ate in a few hours. I'm kind of hungry, so let's just dive into this and see what's up. I mean, that's money. Flavor everywhere, man. The artichoke is definitely the main thing. I think if you don't get an artichoke bite, it doesn't feel the same, but when you get it, it's like a perfect balance of flavor. It's crazy. A question of the day: what is the best book you ever read? What is your favorite book? What is your the one and only book? I mean, my list is pretty small, but I gotta say, Harry Potter book are pretty good. They were simple to read and the story is amazing, man. I'm a big fan. Game of Thrones, I don't think I finished it, but I read most of it. Pretty good too. Thank you for watching. Peace. Goodbye. Good night. Ciao.